Has anyone here ever had a favorite camp blanket? There's a few of us. We know these blankets are beloved, but why? Well, a camp blanket is made of wool and it's sturdy. The best ones are soft to the touch from years of use. And they tell stories. They tell the story of the places they rode with you, snuggling your kids, put down for a picnic in a meadow you always meant to return to, used to dry a dog, used to shelter you when you were caught in the rain. They warmed you by a fire in a cabin on the coast or in the mountains. Or maybe you wish you had some of these memories with a camp blanket. Blankets tell stories, and blankets can be aspirational. With Citizen Burro, I've created an accessory that is lovable because, like a camp blanket, it's loving and comforting. And like a blanket, it's also, give me a sec. It's loving and comforting. And like a blanket, it is an accessory with a soul. These merino wool sleeves, designed to soften your steel and make it comfortable to hold both hot and cold beverages, are what I like to call outdoor hygge, and are also an extension of my personal values. During my 20s, I spent 5 years living out of my truck to rock climb, and that lifestyle fostered an appreciation for the simple daily pleasures, like a good cup of coffee with shortbread in the morning, or a down comforter on my futon at night. And though that's not my lifestyle today, simple is beautiful was a guiding theme in the design of this product. The design features are that it is knitted in, not printed on. The back is closed with the patented active seam. And the fit is a tightness that will hold, but not so terribly tight that it's difficult to put on. They're also an extension of my personal values in that 25% of our profits will go to carbon sequestration through carbon farming initiatives. I took the time to get B Corp pending status, and I look forward to moving forward as a full B Corp once we become profitable. So why go to these links and spend the time, money, and energy to create this accessory? Because I realized I had an idea that could have a real impact for my family, for my community, and for the environment. Steel drinkware is ubiquitous in our country. It's a gigantic part of 3 colossal markets: outdoor retail, food and beverage, and gifts and promotional items. And the category of steel drinkware has mostly been created by men. Most of the steel products have a very masculine feel to them. The steel is hard, hot or cold, rough and tumble. I believe users. Would you care to share where your mind went then? I believe users respond to our products because they soften and balance the experience of steel with the more traditionally feminine qualities of merino wool, which is strong and tough, yet also soft and comforting. Am I describing a Title Nine customer here? Before I pursued bringing this product to life, I looked at what the major steel drinkware companies had to offer by way of accessories. To me, it looked like they were starving for accessories. There was the silicone boot and a few different lids and straws. Not a lot has changed since then. It was and still is exciting to me to complement a ubiquitous item with an accessory that sparks joy, brings feminine balance, and gives back to the environment in a market with huge sales potential. So I've got this original item, and I have a large open market, and I'm getting excellent user feedback. What else could I want? Sales. I introduced this in the same moment that COVID shut down our country and our world. and I had 2 young children at home. And my plan to introduce it via an email list and Instagram and taking it to retail stores turned into an email list and Instagram, and I'd never been on social media before. In addition, we began with limited designs that we knew would only speak to a small demographic. And still, we got user feedback like this from Anastasia in Washington.
I pretty much do gear for a living. I test gear, I make gear, and I use gear. This is hands down my new favorite purchase of the entire year.
Wow.
It's cozy to the touch, and drinking my morning coffee has become a tactile experience that blends comfort, joy, and warmth. Once you use one, you'll never want to drink a beverage without one, ever again.
Thank you. And user Paisley in Santa Fe.
I just want you to know that my partner refuses to have his Yeti mug, which we have our coffee in every morning, without his burro sleeve. Just refuses.
Thank you. So I now have the designs that you see here. Plus we're offering 3 new colors in November. I'm the first to offer this. I now have my supply chain in order, and I'm ready to take the next step forward towards unlocking this large niche market. Partnering with Title Nine to bring this outdoor hygge to a larger portion of the outdoor retail market feels like the next right step for our brand. Our design aligns with Title Nine's in that we combine comfort, function, and fun while operating with integrity and giving back. Specifically, we would love to be in your accessories and gear section of your website. But I also think we would do great as an add-on item in your online checkout during the holiday season. And because we're a product to experience, we would love to be carried in your brick and mortar stores. In closing, I would love to see Title Nine be the first major retailer to offer this small bit of comfort and warmth for daily living in a time when every single one of us could use more comfort and warmth in our daily lives. Thank you. Okay, go easy on me with the questions. I'm nervous.
You got through the hard part.
Oh my God. I think they disagree.
Oh, and Missy said that if I got the cone before she did, she was gonna write me a PO. So, for fun, because I got the cone.
That's what she said.
You are a great storyteller, so I really appreciated hearing your story. It aligns with your product. So when you connect with customers, and currently everybody is online, how are you connecting them with the product?
It's been mostly taking photos of the product in the outdoor setting because that's my background. And I think I could have gone a few different ways with this because the potential demographic is so big. But I tried to just work from what I knew, and I have a really good setting. I live pretty rurally in New Mexico, so I have a lot of pictures of product like on a stone or on a fence or being used by someone cheersing next to a campfire, that sort of thing.
So when customers are interested, like if they see your product on social media and they're interested, are they allowed to receive samples or swatches or? Like,
I've never.
It's such an important thing for you to touch.
I know. Yeah. No, I've never been asked that. People just order it or they don't. Yeah. So. Yeah, and no one's asked me. I would send them a sample or give them, they can get their money back. We have a really generous return policy, so that I could always refund it if they didn't like it, but people tend to like it.
I think you said that your current designs are designed for a certain aesthetic. Are you looking to kind of expand your design and the aesthetic and the people that it would appeal to?
Yeah, actually what I was talking about, I think that wasn't very clear in my pitch, was that I started with these 3 designs that were kind of really bright color hipster designs. So they were like, they were cute, but not cute to everyone, you know? There was like a dark blue sleeve with a bright red heart against it, more like Oaxacan, you know, folk art color, and a lightning bolt and a heart. And that was my limited designs that I started with. What you see today is me reaching a larger demographic, and that's why I'm just now taking it to retail stores, because I feel like I can take it now and not have them go like, oh, that's, you know, those are sweet, but like, you know, this is more of the camp blanket, campy demographic, and I really did start with a love for camp blankets. Really drove all of this. So I had intended to start with these plus the other designs, and now I think I'm just going to stick with the more the broader.
Got it, with these.
palette.
So you feel like
Yeah.
you've kind of honed in
Yeah.
on a design aesthetic, and you want to
Yes.
take this forward rather than
Yeah,
Going
no,
other places.
yeah, we're going away from the hipster.
How many have you sold so far?
That's a really good question.
about.
Do I have to share that? I've sold about 250. No, wait, that's wrong. That would be like direct sales. If you add the retail stores that I've just started taking on, it's more like 500. Yeah, sorry.
And so this steel drinkware, I have these cups at home and I love
Yeah.
them. But the sizing, so there's a whole bunch of sizes. How did you decide, or does one size fit a couple of different kinds of
Yeah.
mugs?
So I source the steel drinkware so that I can offer it to the retailer.
Great.
And that's through a responsibly sourced company that's out of the Bay Area here. It's called Steely's. So folks, like retailers, can buy the real pint size, and they can also buy the 12-ounce size. The 12 ounce is like the wine cup. The pint size is your average beer mug. And to speak to sizing with tumblers and water bottles, when I initially had this idea, I didn't think it would work because of all the varying sizes in water bottles. And I took every water bottle out of our little cabinet, and they all had the same diameter. Any bottle that you grasp to drink is pretty much going to be this one diameter. There's a tracing of it on the back of the packaging, so that a person could actually hold their bottle up to it to see if it fit. But there's also some give in the stretch, so
It could fit a couple.
yeah, it fits most bottles.
And have you thought about, so there is an option to buy the drink, to buy the steel cup with this on it?
Yes, both on my website and that I'm offering to retailers. So the retailers that are carrying it now are carrying the cups with sleeves. And you can see there's some gift bundles. So I did that to really just kind of get it out into people's hands and make it so that they didn't have to ask themselves that question, is this gonna fit my water bottle? They can use it, and then they can have the Anastasia experience, and then they can come back for more.
I have a quick question, more about supply chain, my favorite topic right now. Sorry, guys. So in my business, I'm finding the cost of merino rising like every minute. We get a quote, and a month later, the quote's much higher. So how are you mitigating the rising cost of merino in order to preserve your margins and protect your business?
My costs are really not in the fabric as much as they are in the labor. We're cut and sewn in the U.S., so we're made in the USA. We did have to go to China to get the fabric. And that's, and by we, I mean me and everything. Just have like a little identity crisis. Thinking forward. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so because I can get so much, I can see why that could be a factor, but I get so much out of 1 meter of fabric that's not my real issue. And you know, as I order more, obviously as I scale, that price goes down. So I see this price going down instead of up, even if Merino continues to rise.
What's your margin then now?
My margins for direct to customer are 74% down to I think 54%, and for retail they're not as good. The retail is around 50% to in the 20s, and that is free marketing, my friend. That is, I'm not losing money on it, and the retailers are getting out the product to my people.